time for the Amortentia spell. I so love these pop-up ones. So I am now going to have to teach you a little spell that will help you, not necessarily to make somebody fall in love, but to have these wonderful feelings of love and liking. But there are some of us that really quite like being grumpy. So we have to have the anti-Amortentia spell. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! I have been in my laboratory and I've been making a Polyjuice. It's a purple juice, and well, it was in Harry Potter movies, and it was the one that they had to make people fall in love. So I've made some. I have it in my teapot here. And whenever we're trying to get somebody to fall in love, usually they are opposite. They're not the same. They have different likes, etc. And so I'm going to get you to think about a color, your favorite color. Now, not all of you are going to have this favorite color, but some of you will have this favorite color. So I want you to think of a color in your head. I want blue. That's the color I want. Did you want blue too? Right. So let's get our wand. Here we go. Abracadabra, alakazam. I want blue in here. Oh! Wow, we've got blue. Now, obviously, you're realizing my magic spells don't rhyme. This is something that you could do. You could make up your own magic spells using the correct words, but coming up with a little story. That would be good fun. Now, did lots of you have blue as your color? Now think of another color, the color that's normally opposite to this, the color of love. What do we normally have as love? The color of love. Okay, ready? Abracadabra, alakazam. I want, yep, you've got it, red. Woohoo! Now, it's so good. Because I've got these 2 potions now, I can mix them together to form my Amortentia spell. I'm not saying that this is going to be a little bit dangerous, but what I do need to do is I need to put on my safety glasses. Here we go. Oh, I've got a little love potion here. I love this. The heat from my hand allows me to get this lovely liquid to boil low. Magical hands. I'm going to put that there just for the moment. All right, are we ready? Now imagine this. You've made your Polyjuice and you're going to have 2 people in your house that you're going to try to get to fall in love. You need one of them though to have the blue color and the other one to have the red color. If they truly, truly love each other, then when we mix them together, we're going to get the wonderful, calming color of purple. But also, when you're in love, you get very excited and very giddy. So hopefully this is going to be a very exciting spell. So Amortentia! Can you say that with me? Amortentia. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. Amortensia! And we're going to mix them together, and hopefully we're going to get purple. Ooh. Oh my goodness! I told you that was going to be a little bit exciting, which is why Scientific Sue had her safety glasses on. Do we still have more? Oh my word! These 2 people were so in love. Would you like to know how I did that? Right, so first of all, we have to find out, how did I make my Polyjuice? I'm going to clear this up and I'm going to come back. Ta-da! The key ingredient that we need is red cabbage. Now, sometimes we can buy these cabbages in the shop, but sometimes they're out of season. But even if they are in the shop, it's very difficult to find them, because when you go looking, for a red cabbage. The colour is purple. How weird is that? So what I do is I chop up lots of cabbages and I dry them and I turn them into a powder. That's what witches do. So what I've got here then is I've got some of the powder and I've got some water. But before I use this, I am going to put a little bit of water into this tube. Found these in Homebase. They are beautiful vases for flowers, but because it's got such a wide base, they make amazing test tubes, which means they're also very stable. Now, I'm going to put my cabbage juice in there and I'm going to stir it up. There we go. And I end up making a lovely purple juice. I'll leave it there for maybe 5-10 minutes and then I will sieve away all of the large pieces into a very special vessel. So I used my witch's teapot. So that will go in there, and then that is me now set for the experiments. Just gonna put this down. Right. So that is the Polyjuice made. And my Polyjuice is the colour purple. There we go. So we'll start off with that there. Now, this cabbage juice is very magical. So what I've got here is I've got a whole arrangement of cups. And I could ask you for many different favourite colours. In that last experiment, I just used blue and red. But I could have given you green. That's good, isn't it? Or I could have given you, now this one here is quite weird. Let's have a look. It's going to start off green and then very slowly, like magic, it's going to change colour. Now, we're not really sure that it's gone lighter until I bring it up to this one here. Very, very slowly, it's going from dark green to lime green, and then it's going to give me another colour. So keep your eyes on that one there. And the last one that I'm going to test just before I start talking again is this one here. And this is going to give me the colour blue. So in the supermarket, we have got 3 chemicals that belong in a group called bases. And when we mix them with water, we then call them alkali. Do you see it's now yellow? So what I've got here, in this one here, I've got washing soda crystals. Or you could use ammonia. But ammonia is a bit stinky. Imagine a baby's nappy with wee-wee in that's been left for a week. That's what this smells like. Whew. And imagine parents use this to clean their house with. Stinky smelly. This one here is deadly. So deadly. It's got a little sign on the back. It's a small sign, but the sign's there that lets me know if it goes on my hand, it will burn my hand. Very dangerous. So only parents and adults are allowed to use this. And we've got a safety cap there to keep us safe. And this is called caustic soda. Washing soda, caustic soda. The washing soda is also an irritant. So if I use this to soak my greasy clothes after I've been fixing my car, I would use gloves to protect my hands, just as I would with fairy liquid if I was going to be using it a long time. And the last soda I have here is baking soda. So I've got some baking soda in here. And what's really lovely about this, the cabbage juice changes colour as we get stronger chemicals. So in the baking soda, which is safe for me to eat, I can, don't eat it though, it tastes disgusting, I get the blues. As it gets stronger and we then start using it as a weak cleaner, we're going to get the greens. And then when we've got really deadly jobs like clearing fat from drains and the oven, We then move on to the caustic soda. Now, in a magic spell, maybe I would want someone to be happy. And for me, the colour yellow is very happy. Oh, what emotion could we have with the blue? Show me a face. Is it a sad face? I'm feeling so sad. No, I want to be happy. Definitely want to be happy. So what emotion could green be? So sometimes we say we're green with envy. Oh, she's got a nicer dress than me. Oh, I like his car. She's got a tractor that's got huge wheels. If somebody has something that we really want but we can't have, then we say we're envious of them. Now, I'm going to put those back down. This one here just has water in it. Now, some of you, when you boil cabbages, they may turn blue. Have you noticed that? And that's because sometimes we've got water which is slightly alkaline. Now, the next two that I have are acids. And what I have here is citric acid, and I would use that whenever I'm baking cakes or making sweets. You know those sweets you stick into your mouth and they turn your face inside out, those sour, sour sweets. Well, that has got the chemical citric acid. And then the last chemical I have here is a very, very, very strong acid. Again, just like the caustic soda, it's got that danger symbol there. And this helps me descale all of my kettles and my shower heads. So let's have a look and see what color we get. So in citric acid, ooh, I get red. Now citric acids we can eat, but this acid we cannot eat or drink. So is it going to be a different color that's going to let me know about those dangers? I'm going to put it in. It's slightly different, but it's not really indicating to me a big difference. And let's have a look and see what happens when we put in some vinegar. Now that difference is a little bit more evident, but it's not brilliantly clear. So in weak acids we get pinks, and as they get stronger we're going to go into deeper and deeper reds. So let's say I'm on my tractor and I'm going down the road and there's a big queue of traffic behind me. They get very happy when I switch on a light that flickers. It's going to let everybody know I'm going to turn right. What do we call those little lights? Spot on, they are called indicators. And in science, we call chemicals which change colour depending on whether they're in an acid or an alkali indicators as well. So our red cabbage is an indicator. In fact, all of our fruits and flowers, which are purples and reds, will give us some kind of colour change in baking soda and vinegar. But this one is absolutely brilliant. So that dark red I know is deadly. Well, this is quite dark, so I'm never going to use my cabbage juice for me to figure out the strengths of my acids, but I can use them to figure out the strengths of my alkalis. So what we're going to do then is we're going to do the Amortentia spell again. I've put my cabbage juice in there. I'm going to put in some vinegar. I'm going to put in some vinegar. Whee! So there's my vinegar. Perfect. And then into this one here, what powder do I have to put in for me to get blue? Yes, oh, you're so clever. We're going to have to put in our baking soda. So I'm going to put it into a little cup so it's easier for me to put it in. And have you noticed I'm doing all of my experiments on a tray? Now, we get our wand, and what's the magic word? Amortentia. I want you to have blue. And then we're going to go, oh, we've got blue. I want you to be red. And oh, I've got you to be red. And then when we mix these two together, we're going to go back to purple. It means they have been neutralized. Give me that word, neutralized. But in the process, because when we look at baking soda, its real name, sodium hydrogen carbonate. It lets me know the building block sodium, 11 protons, 11 electrons. Building block hydrogen, 1 proton, 1 electron. Building block carbon, 6 protons, 6 electrons. You get to learn all this stuff in school. And the last one that's in that molecule is oxygen, 8 protons, 8 electrons. And what we realize, if I've got 8 positives, I need 8 negatives. If I've got 32 positives, I'm going to have 32 negatives, and then I call that building block sulfur. It's simple. When we mix them together, the carbonate section of the sodium hydrogen carbonate releases a gas. Now, let's see this in action. We want it to be neutralized. I'm going to have to put on my safety glasses, swimming goggles, sunglasses, reading glasses. Amortentia! And we mix them together and woo! We make this wonderful gas called carbon dioxide. I'm going to talk a little bit later about carbon dioxide. I want to stay though on the story of these indicators. Cabbage gives me a wonderful range in my alkalis, but it doesn't give me such a good range in my acids. But there are other chemicals that give very clear ranges in the acids. So what we do is we mix a whole different range of indicators together, which will give us a wide reading. And we call it universal indicator. So it's a mixture of different indicators. Now at the moment, all of these beakers are water. There's nothing in them. And when I pour this out, I've got a lovely green color. And using a pipette, I'm going to put some of the green color into each of my beakers. So I squeeze the bulb at the top, dip it into the liquid, release the squeeze, and the liquid gets sucked up into my pipette. So we've got a lovely green color going on there. Whee! There we go. Now, let's start off with our caustic soda. So when I had the caustic soda, in the cabbage, I ended up with the color yellow. Let's see what we get in our universal indicator. Oh, look, we've got an amazing purple color. Right, so my next soda was washing soda. So with the washing soda, I got green. Let's have a look and see what we get. Any ideas of the colors? Can you guess? 3, 2, 1. Wow, we've still got a purpley color going on there. Let's have a look, see, with my baking soda. Let's move that out of there. Put that one in there. Here we go. Let's have a guess What color do you think we're going to get? Is it still going to be a violetly color? Oh, no. Here we're going into a deeper green. Now, that is my neutral color. This is my citric acid. I'm going to put that in there. Whoop! It's got a nice peachy color. And then this is my strongest acid, and we've gone into another peachy color. So whenever we're using our universal indicator, it's going to go through a ranges of purples to blues to greens to peachy colors. And I can mix them. See, we've got a nice yellow color there. I'm much happier with that range. So as we can see, our universal indicator, the strongest is going to be purple. As it gets weaker, it goes to blues and then greens, and then we're going to get yellows, and then we go into peaches. Now, I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to clear this space. I'm going to come back to you in a second. 3, 2, 1. So in that last experiment, when we were mixing an acid with our sodium hydrogen carbonate, we made the gas carbon dioxide. And we don't make a small amount of gas, we make a huge amount of gas. And in the laboratories, we can squash that gas and squash it and squash it and squash it, put it under pressure, and something amazing happens to it. So I'm going to use that to help me explain what's happening next. But I'm going to do the magic first, and then I'm going to explain it. I talked about the fact that we can use the Amortentia spell to get somebody to fall in love. And we also know that if somebody's in love, the color, the passion that's associated with love is, what is it? Yes, it's red. So this is another form of polyjuice, my little bottle there. Look at that. And I also told you there are some people that don't like falling in love, and I'm one of them. And I really don't want anyone to put this spell on me. There's no, I'll put a spell on you. No, none of that's happening in my house. I need to have a way to cancel it out. And I'm going to use this very cold material here. It's freezing. It's so cold, it's making the water vapor in the room turn into ice. And there's nothing better to dampen someone's excitement about love than putting them into somewhere that's very, very cold. So let's try this out. I need to make this love go away. So here we go. This is my anti-Amortentia spell. And ooh, is it gonna work? Oh, it's working! We can get rid of that whole lovey-dovey stuff. Who cares about that? These wonderful crystals, freezing, more than freezing, minus 78 degrees Celsius. They are called dry ice, frozen carbon dioxide. And the scientists are very clever. When they make the carbon dioxide and putting it under pressure, they're able to turn it into a solid. Phew, that's settled down a little bit. Let's go through that again. So remember, I had washing soda in here. I get a lovely pinky color. Put a little bit more washing soda in. That's going to make that color a lovely deep red. And then when I put in the carbon dioxide, the acid went through and made it go colorless. I'm going to do that again in a minute, but I want to look now at this color changing bubble bath. So I have it in two forms. So I've got red to blue and I've got orange to green. So let's have a look and see what's happening here. So inside here, there is citric acid, it tells me there, and it's also letting me know that there's a chemical called bromocresol green. Now, What I want to do then is first of all add some of the bubble bath into the water, and I'm going to give it a stir, and we go to that lovely greeny blue color. Put in the baking soda. There we go. So we've got nice blue color there. Put a little bit more of the soap in now. Whenever we make a bath bomb is made up of citric acid, baking soda. We mix it with a little bit of oil to kind of make it clump together, and we can put in some perfumes and soap. And when we put it into the bath, it's then going to allow the citric acid and baking soda to react, and we're going to form bubbles. Now here we don't have any soap. Here we do have some soap. So what we're going to do then is we're going to put in our citric acid, and let's see if we can make a bath bomb. Bath bommus extravaganza! Woo! It's fizzing. I think we're getting a little bit of a green color, but it wasn't a magnificent explosion. So we want magnificus! And then, woo! Whoops. This is when I need my volunteers. Oh my goodness, my table is being taken over by all of these bubbles. I really enjoyed that. So let's put a little bit of our dry ice into each of our beakers here. I'm Scientific Sue. I really hope you enjoyed the Amortentia spell.